guys, welcome to today's video. Today is the Monday of Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. Those of you who watch from the States, we do have our Thanksgiving weekend earlier here in Canada. It's because it gets cold here earlier, our harvest is earlier. Anyway, we have it now. So I've spent the last 2 days at different Thanksgiving dinners. I am very full of stuffing and mashed potatoes and desserts and all kinds of yummy stuff. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to do a video called YouTubers I Am Thankful For. But more generally, this is a rundown of what channels I watch and am subscribed to on YouTube. I find it kind of fascinating sometimes to know what kind of things other people watch. So in this video, I'm going to talk not only about YouTubers that I watch in the sort of beauty space, but also more general ones, more in like entirely different categories from what you see me talk about on my channel. Maybe you'll find some stuff in here that is new to you. A lot of these are generally sort of bigger YouTubers. And what I will try to do, I think, is put all the links down below for all the different channels that I talk about. So if one of them seems like it might be interesting, you can go and take a look yourself. So I made a big list here. They're not in order of how often I watch, but I will tell you sort of ones that I watch every video that they come out with and ones where it's sort of just, if something catches my interest. But I thought I would start with the ones in the beauty category. And I wanted to start out here just mentioning Lauren Curtis. I'm not subscribed to her anymore, and I think she maybe does lifestyle stuff now instead of makeup, but she was the very first person that I watched doing makeup on YouTube. So that sort of opened the gateway to this whole world that I had not known about. I don't even remember how I stumbled on her channel, but it opened a door and I just was like into beauty tutorials and just learning more about makeup. I think I owned like one little bag of makeup at that point and then just sort of went down a rabbit hole. The next person I'll mention is Safiya Nygaard. She is kind of in the beauty space and a lot of other spaces too, but she is one of those folks where I watch every video that she comes out with. And actually, as I'm filming this today, there was a new one that she posted this morning that I haven't had a chance to watch yet because I've been busy all day today, and I am just like itching to go and click on that video. No matter what she does, she puts so much work and research and knowledge into her videos that they're always incredibly thoughtful, well-produced, entertaining, and I enjoy all of them. The next person who I watch all of their videos, maybe not as much like rushing to go click on it in the same way as Safiya, but Thataylaa, who is, a beauty YouTuber here who puts out at least 3 videos a week. I watch all of her videos because I really enjoy her personality and her thoughtfulness and her work ethic, and I just find her very calming and thoughtful. I watch her foundation reviews that she does, but I always really enjoy her sort of like full face to first impressions or her get ready with me's. I just find her calming and thoughtful and somebody where I like listening to her speak. Getting into beauty YouTubers who I don't watch all of their videos, but I'll watch them here and there depending on what catches my interest. Shaaanxo I will watch sometimes for her declutters, oftentimes for her unboxings, not so much for her tutorials. I find her voice to be incredibly calming. It's just very soothing. And I like when she has sort of her unboxings going through things that she's bought and just talking about all the items. It feels very much like sitting down with a friend, and I love the accent. So I find it just very, it relaxes me at the end of a day. Tati was somebody who I used to watch all her videos. I find now that I watch them maybe one every week or two, just depending on what strikes my interest. I sort of, around the time when she sort of came out with her Halo Beauty line, which I am not that interested in, and there was also seemed to be a lot of drama around her at that point, which I don't think was handled particularly well. I find her to be a very thoughtful and, honest, gives her opinions on things, YouTuber. So I will oftentimes watch her product reviews if there's something I'm specifically interested in. I will also watch her unboxings, mostly because I find watching somebody who gets all of the PR do their unboxings or a PR unboxing, it lets me know what stuff is sort of current and being released. It's hard to keep up with this, but I find when you watch PR unboxings, you sort of see what's out there and what's new. Thrifty Beauty is somebody who's a smaller channel, but I really appreciate her thoughtfulness in not coming at makeup from a point of consumption. She puts out some really thoughtful videos about what draws you into wanting to buy something and some things you can think about before sort of making that jump. She did a really good video on palettes that have a pop of color that makes them look really unique, even though a lot of what else is there is you know, colors that you probably have already. And she does project panning videos. She sort of looks at what she's bought and budgeted and that sort of thing. I think she's really good. But again, you know, I don't watch all of them, just the ones that grab my interest. Claire Marshall, I think she makes the most beautifully shot and produced videos ever. She just doesn't post very much, like maybe once a month, maybe on average. But I usually will watch her videos because they're very sporadic, but the way that she does them is just beautiful, beautiful videos. She sort of does, I mean, she just launched another jewelry line in partnership with an organization. So I think that was her latest video, but she has some really good, you know, like makeup videos and really good blogs and vlogs when she does them. So I do appreciate watching her stuff. A few people I can sort of group together here: Jamie Paige, Beauty Kristi, Mariah Leonard. I enjoy them, but really only if something that they're reviewing really catches my eye. It might be one in every 10 or 20 videos that they do. I'll go through phases, like with Jamie Paige, where, you know, she's a fellow Canadian. She, I believe, lives in Montreal, and I sort of binge watch a bunch of her videos, and now I find it's sort of, you know, hit and miss when something catches my interest. NikkieTutorials I watch now and then, depending on, you know, what she's doing. She has really, you know, glam over the top looks, maybe not over the top, just really glam, full coverage kind of looks, which isn't my kind of deal, but I really enjoy her personality and who she is. So I'll watch when something strikes my interest. I also have her on my Snapchat that I watch, so I just enjoy her personality. I think she's a sweet person, and when she does something that's of interest to me, I will watch it. I also have in here the channel called The Beauty Breakdown, which I think Morgan is the host of. Again, don't watch all of them, but I really enjoy her personality. She does more of a focus on Korean beauty, not always, but sometimes, and I find she is sort of a really good person to watch to see coming trends in Korean beauty, or just sort of outside of that sort of North American focus. There's a lot of skincare stuff that she does as well, which I really appreciate. And one of her latest videos is about sort of upcoming trends that she thinks are going to be sort of coming down the line in K-beauty, and it was really interesting. I find her, again, to be very personable, very peppy, and I enjoy watching her videos when something strikes my fancy. I also watch quite often, and this one, I don't know how many people watch. There's a network called, or a channel called Click Network, and they have a number of different shows within it, most of which are not really something that I'm interested in, but there is a show called Tried and Tested that I think only gets sort of produced once every couple of weeks, but it is hosted by, is it Shaaanxo, I think her name is? Lovely, engaging personality, tests out different products and rates them. It is based in Singapore, and there was a time when I was in university and my sister was in university that my parents moved to Singapore for a couple of years. Because we were in Canada in university, we didn't go, but we had a chance to go and visit for a little bit. But I always sort of feel this connection to Singapore because of having sort of my family based there for a little while. And Click Network, all the shows in it are based in Singapore. So I do watch some of their other shows sometimes. Sometimes they do there's a woman who goes and shops in different markets in Singapore, which I love, and also in other places. She travels around sort of different places in Asia. There's another one that used to go to restaurants, and I found that kind of interesting, but mostly Tried and Tested is what I watch on there. Makeup Struggles I've watched a bit. She used to do some really good anti-hauls. I don't know that she does them anymore. But I enjoy her personality, just very, I think it's a pretty small channel, but growing, but she's just very, she says it like it is, and I enjoy that. And on the topic of anti-hauls, Kimberly Clarke, who I am so sad is not filming YouTube videos anymore, but I'm so excited for why. So Kimberly Clarke is the drag queen persona, I believe, of a gentleman whose name I'm not going to remember. But her channel became popular around her auntie hauls. She also did like makeup tutorials, that kind of thing, but she was the one who brought the auntie haul into being. And if you've never watched any of hers before, I would go and watch them. She is delightful, she is hilarious, she is well-spoken. So the reason that she is not making videos anymore is that he is currently a backup singer for David Byrne's tour. David Byrne, who was in the Talking Heads, is currently touring. They were here in Ottawa a few weeks ago and I wish I could have gone. Really enjoy his music as a solo act, but also, you know, Talking Heads music. And it was really neat because I watched David Byrne on one of the late night shows. I'm gonna figure out which one it was, doing one of their songs, and the gentleman whose persona is Kimberly Clarke was in the background. I was like, I know that guy from YouTube. But anyway, very happy for what he is doing now, but very disappointed that Kimberly Clarke is not currently making videos. But if you have not watched Kimberly Clarke, you should go watch Kimberly Clarke. The last person I want to talk about in sort of this beauty category is simply Nailogical. And I feel a sort of affinity for Simply Nailogical for a few reasons. She started sort of the 100 layers kind of thing with her 100 layers of nail polish. And a lot of people know her for, you know, she used to do nail art tutorials. Now a lot of her stuff is more like goofy and different kinds of things. And she is very over the top, very, you know, goofy, and can sort of play to a younger audience, which I think is who a lot of her audience is. But I think she has probably one of the best messages that continues through her channel and is just an amazing person. So let me start by saying that I live in the same city as Simply Nailogical. I really appreciate the fact that she and her boyfriend as well both have full-time jobs. She always talks about the importance of education. She went and got her master's degree and now works for the government and, you know, does this very office-focused kind of job. And really, they make a point on her channel of talking about how, you know, being a YouTuber is not really a career you should aspire to. It's not easy. It's kind of the same as deciding to be like a pop artist. Not a lot of people are going to make it. And the thing is that you only see those people who have really successful channels most of the time, the ones who can make YouTube their job, and you don't see the thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who aren't able to do that. So I appreciate that they put that out there, that she has a full-time job. She knows that YouTube isn't going to be a career forever, and she likes to be able to do both, and you can do both. You can be a goofy, girly nail art person and then go to your office job and, you know, be that, you know, studious crime stats analyst person, and these two things don't need to be mutually exclusive. You can be both. I also appreciate the work that she puts into her videos. They are in the same vein as Safiya Nygaard. There's just a lot of work and good editing put into them, which I appreciate. When she does giveaways, it's not like win all this makeup. For 2 years in a row, she has done giveaways where she has paid for people's tuition as a back to school giveaway in university or college, which is awesome. And also being here in Ottawa, she has done some things in the community, which I, as an animal lover, especially enjoy. I think a number of people know that she sold t-shirts that had pictures, like cartoon pictures of her cats on them, which are often featured on her channel. And the funds for that, she donated $25,000 to our local Humane Society here in Ottawa. And there is a room at our Humane Society that's named after her and Ben and their cats. The other thing that I don't know as many people know about is that there's a local cat rescue here in Ottawa that unfortunately I think what happened was a sick cat came in and a number of the other cats got sick. They ended up with like $7,000 to $8,000 in vet bills, which a little rescue organization was really having trouble paying, and she paid their bill for them. Also recently here in Ottawa we had tornadoes that happened, and she did a video where all of the funds from that video were donated to the Red Cross for tornado relief here in Ottawa. So it's somebody who is smart and thoughtful and giving back to the community, and also very entertaining at the same time. So I think that is what I think of as what I would love most YouTubers to be like. I know this video is getting long, much longer than I thought it would be. Let's get into some of the non-beauty space, and I'll try to go through these a little bit faster. Jenna Marbles, I will watch anything that she puts out as soon as I can after she puts it out. I think she is hilarious. I love her. I find that I don't like her videos from sort of before the time her and Julian got together. I think it's because she's matured a little bit, but it's still like goofy and awesome and fun, but in a way that I appreciate her personality more. On that same level, I also really enjoy Julian. I'll often watch his vlogs and his last minute trips. I just enjoy them. I enjoy their sense of humor, their love of their animals, just how they interact together. Love, love, love. I will oftentimes, not always, watch Superwoman. Not often her actual skits, but her vlogs. She was born and raised outside of Toronto in Scarborough. I was born and raised outside of Toronto in Mississauga, opposite ends of the city. But I enjoy supporting a fellow Canadian. Every morning, pretty much, I watch, maybe not every morning, but at some point during the day, I usually watch Good Mythical Morning and Good Mythical More. And oftentimes any other little shows that they have, I think they switch them from time to time, Good Mythical Crew or Let's Talk About That. I find them to be entertaining, and it's a fun little, entertaining moment in my day. On the same vein, I've been watching This Might Get, which used to be a daily show. Now they're doing 3 times a week with Mamrie Hart and Grace Helbig. I also subscribe to both of their channels. I find them hilarious, and any videos where Grace and Mamrie are together, and also when Hannah joins them, they are just hilarious, like naturally so funny that when I discovered them, I just binge watched all of their shows that they had together and Mamrie shows, just everything. I think they are hilarious. I also am subscribed to Shane, and I'm not going to get into this too much because there's a lot going on with YouTube and Shane right now. I sort of started watching him around the time when I never watched any of his like earlier skits and stuff like that. I started watching him around the time he was doing the, like tasting food from different takeout menus, trying weird girl products, life hacks, that kind of thing. And I found him really funny. I can totally understand as somebody matures, they don't want that to be sort of their job. I think the sweet spot for Shane was when he was doing the things with sort of Shane and the gang, like Shane and Ryland and Garrett and Drew, and I'm going to forget Ryland's sister's name, but and their cameraman, when they were going and like doing haunting, like exploring haunted houses together and doing stuff like that, whereas the whole group interacting and Shane could really be funny. I also really liked when it was sort of the Spooky Boys thing that they did, when they would like try out different, things that were supposed to be haunted and stuff like that, or like curse you or like summon demons. I found all of that to be really hilarious. As he got into doing the stuff with Graveyard Girl and her channel, I kind of understood it. He's a YouTuber, that's his area of expertise. But I find as he gets more and more into these documentary things, I'm losing what I really liked of Shane, which was a lot of his humor. And he doesn't get a chance, he's a little funny, but doesn't get a chance to make it the center of what he's doing now, which I really appreciated before. Also, with Bunny, it made sense because for him to help her with her channel because he knows YouTube. With the TanaCon thing, I mean, it's about YouTubers. He gets that. The Jeffree Star stuff, it was entertaining. I do find with this latest series, the issue for me is that he's not an expert in this area and it doesn't showcase his humor. So I feel like there was a sweet spot in there with Shane that I'm really missing now, but I still do tend to watch his stuff. So getting into the very last bit of this, a couple of things that are completely outside of those areas that I watch. I do subscribe to a few ASMR channels. I really enjoy watching them when I feel I need to relax or go to sleep. It's not the kind of thing where I watch their videos as soon as they're released. I'll find that if I find a few specific videos that I like, I will just sort of go back to them over and over. Gentle Whispering is one that I watch quite often, as well as Latte ASMR. And finally, I do and would love to find more of videos around budgeting. There is a channel where you can watch a number of the episodes of Til Debt Do Us Part that used to be on TV here in Canada with a woman who goes and helps a couple or a family figure out what they're doing wrong and how they're getting into debt and then turning it around. She's not everybody's cup of tea. She's very tough love, but I really enjoy those as well. And I would love to find more YouTube videos that are around budgeting and helping people and answering money questions, because I really like that kind of stuff, but I find it's a little hard to find. But that is my long rambling video on the things that I watch on YouTube. I would love to hear from you guys what you watch. I am always looking for new channels. I often go down YouTube rabbit holes and just end up finding entirely new things that I love. And I love that. So let me know in the comments everything that you watch. Let me know what you think of the ones that I watch. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving.